Hello, this is Christina Jacob, and I want to talk about creating an inclusive learning environment, the challenges and the strategies. Now, first of all, what is an inclusive learning environment? An inclusive learning environment is a space where all students, regardless of their background, their abilities, their learning styles, they feel welcomed, they feel valued, respected, and supported. Now, in such an environment, you don't exclude anyone because of his abilities, because of his background, or because of where he's coming from. Okay, so that is an inclusive learning environment. Now, let's rush to the strategies. The strategies that foster an inclusive learning environment. First of all, we have universal design for learning. Now, this universal design for learning, it focuses on providing multiple means of engagement. How do I engage my students in my class? Multiple means of engagement. I can engage some persons in doing art. I can engage some persons in doing math. I can engage some persons in doing drawing. I can engage just for all of them to be active in class, right? That is design for learning, universal design for learning. Now, secondly, I want to talk about collaborative learning. Now, this collaborative learning, this encourages teamwork and peer interactions. This is where you pair your students together. You pair 2 or 3 in smaller groups so they can do their work effectively. They can discuss over a problem and find a solution to it, right? So that is what we call collaborative learning. Then thirdly, we have a differentiated instruction. Now, this differentiated instruction, it entails teaching methods to accommodate everybody. Teaching methods to accommodate every student in your class. You need diverse teaching methods to accommodate every student in your class, right? If this method, you find out this method is failing, you have to strategize another method in order to accommodate every student in your class, right? So those are the strategies I have at hand for now, just to mention but a few. Then the challenges. Now, we have so many challenges, but I will just mention few for now. Okay, so one of the challenges that could affect an inclusive learning environment is incompetent teachers. In a school where we have incompetent teachers that don't know how to maybe handle the disabled, or that don't know how to handle some other persons from different background, or maybe the school they are coming from, they are not too sound and they don't have a good foundation, and so you don't know how to handle such students. That's one of these challenges. And secondly, we have large class sizes. Now, these large class sizes also affect an inclusive learning environment. Now, in a class of 18 or 20, to be managed cannot be compared to a class of 40 or 45, right? So large class sizes also affect an inclusive learning environment. Now, the next one, we have tight curriculum. When your curriculum is so tight, you will not be able to carry all the students along, because you, as a teacher, all I will do is just to rush to meet up with my curriculum, to cover up my curriculum before the end of the year, so I will not be able to carry out all the students along, most especially those in special needs, or those in needs, or those that are not too good, or those that have poor background, right? So that is another challenge. Then the last but not the least, because we have a whole list of them, so the last but not the least I'm going to mention in this video is inadequate pre-service training and professional development for some of the teachers that are not well trained or don't have a professional development. That's another challenge for an inclusive learning environment. So with these few points of mine, I think I've thought or throw a little highlight on an inclusive learning environment. See you all. Thank you.